This is Akudo, let the truth be told. I got vibes of red, lighting up the dark.
Okay, so the thing I would tell my younger self is stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Because you're never, ever going to be happy if you're comparing yourself to anybody else. I did that for a long time, and that is so damaging.
I see.
It's essential for adults. It's like you're not going to succeed in your business unless you can picture your future self as successful. You can't do that without your imagination. And we'll take it to a Christian thing. Akudo and I can imagine hell because we read a book.
I'll also put it on the screen.
Yeah, so they are called the Fossa Tales, and it's Tails because they're animals. And they're all written after the dogs and cats my husband and I have loved throughout our life.
It doesn't matter if you make 19 or not make 19 million. You're sowing seeds into the lives of these kids that, would be, how the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they grow old, they will not depart from it.
Are you stuck with slow banks and no funding? Waiting weeks for a loan can sink your business. At Monifi, we deliver MCF funding fast, up to $25 million in just 24 to 72 hours. A simple application, lightning fast approval, and money in your bank ASAP. Get back to growing and not waiting. Call Monifi LLC today and get funded tomorrow. Texas businesses trust Monifi. Will you? Don't wait, because funds go fast. So apply now at www.monifi.com or call 1-800-608-0490. Monifi, wealth born of character.
What up, guys? This is Great Akudo. We have a wonderful, wonderful guest today, man. You guys are going to love her. She's filled with love. She's filled with light. I can feel her spirit, and I know it's going to be infectious today, okay? We have a lady who loves Jesus first and foremost, before anything else comes. It's funny because I just made this post the other day. Before anything else in your life, before you're a husband or wife, before your son or daughter, before you're auntie or uncle or married, single, you should know that you are a child of God first. Before you're black, yellow, white, brown, purple, whatever color you want to be, you're first of all a child of God, right? So she is a lover of Jesus. She's driven by fun. Just so you know, that little phrase right there is her, right? She's a wife, a mother, been married over a decade, and she loves business. And then she also uses her gifts to impact the body of Christ and the world. So she is an author of multiple books. We're going to talk a little bit about those things today. So without any further ado, I'd like you guys to welcome to the pod, SS Coulter. Miss Coulter, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing today?
I am so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be sitting with someone with such a huge smile. It just makes everything
so
much easier. It makes you smile. And please feel free to call me Shannon. That is my given name. But SS Coulter is my brand name, which sounds kind of funny, but it's easier to kind of step out of yourself and brand yourself and then put it over there. So it's not about you, which is kind of the whole thing with loving God. So
yes, it is. Yes, it
is.
And
I'm really excited to be here. As Akudo said, I love having fun. And because God put that spark in me, I am really driven right now to bring fun back to kids. As we're seeing technology really have an impact on the younger generations. I have been watching it since 2008 when I'm a stepmom. So my kids are now, I met them when they were 4, 8, and 10. But now they are 22, 26, and 27. But when I first met them, I told them to go out and play. And I will never forget this day. They came in 5 minutes later and said they didn't know what to do. And it floored me. It absolutely floored me. Wow. I thought there was something wrong with, just meeting them. But I ended up doing a bunch of research. And even back in 2008, technology was really having an effect on imaginations. And I have been driven by that ever since, to help bring play back to kids because it's so important for them. So that's what I'm doing now.
It is. So start with, who is Shannon? What is Shannon like? Where's Shannon from? Tell us a little bit about you so that we can see who this person is, this special person. Who is she?
Well, I am from Chicago. I live in Indiana now, but if you hear the accent, it's Chicago. And I love it. I love it there. I just don't live there right now. Really? So, Akudo, I am gonna hit the fun thing right out. Akudo and I were talking
Go
right
ahead.
before we got on here, and we're excited to go to heaven someday. I mean, if you think
Yes.
about like streets of gold, it sounds really
Yes.
cool. So, who
My
is
God.
Shannon? I am a child who embarrassed my mom because I love bathrooms. Okay. Like I love them.
Wow.
I walk into them. I think they're fabulous. So I guess when I was a little kid, I would walk around and my mom would take me into bathrooms places and I would sit in the stall and tell her how beautiful they were and analyze them. And she was like, it was so, but I was like
Really?
floored by them. And so I had this ridiculous thing like about it like 6 months ago. And I was like, gosh, you guys, we don't have to go to the bathroom when we go to heaven. Like, what am I going to do? I love bathrooms. What am I going to do? So my daughter, this is amazing. My daughter says, like, why do we go to museums? And I said, some museums are to see things that aren't around anymore. Like you go see dinosaurs and stuff like that. So she has made the conclusion that I'm going to be the bathroom museum curator when we're in heaven. Isn't that amazing?
Really? That's amazing.
I know I just went off the rails.
She's already planning it like that. I'm sure
Just like
God
that.
is going to be having a lot of laugh with that one.
Yeah. I also am going for the Jesus birthday decorating team, like Clark Griswold. Yeah, I love Christmas. So I decorate like I'm on bin
Same here.
restriction at home. My
Same
husband
here.
will not let me buy anything else for Christmas. No, I enjoy having fun, you guys. I got in trouble every grade growing up because I talked too much. But I was a straight A student. Okay, so I'm glad they didn't have ADD back then. Yeah, because I would have been.
Smart. Brains. Beauty and
But
brains for sure.
yeah, thank you. But yeah, I really love fun. I love finding the fun in everything. And I do the best I can. I'm not going to say I'm perfect at this, but I love to find the fun in other people because I think it helps us live out the scripture, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are pure. So if you can
Yes.
focus on that part of people, that's easier. But yeah, who I am, I grew up in Chicago. I played a lot of sports. I did singing. I was always writing and doing stuff like
I don't
that.
know. I could tell you could sing. That's crazy you said that because I was thinking about it.
Probably because I'm so loud. Get the lung.
No, I don't know. The frequency of your voice.
Okay.
I could
Yeah.
kind of tell she probably knows how to sing. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. But yeah, it's been a big journey, but I'm a wife, I'm a stepmom. I am now a business owner because of this business I talked about trying to help kids get back to play, which we can talk about.
Right.
And I love pets and I love pools and water. So that's a little bit about Shannon.
I'll tell you this about having that me and my sister always joke about because I love ice cream so much. So I tell my sister, like, anyway, those watching might not understand what we're talking about, some would. But tell my sister in heaven, I'm going to have the best like brands of ice creams. Oh Lord, when you come to
And
my
you're never gonna
mansion in
gain a
heaven.
pound, right? You're
Oh
just gonna
yeah.
eat it and feel wonderful.
Oh yeah. You guys will know what's up. You guys will know what's up when we come to heaven and come to my crib. Yeah. Ice cream is a guarantee. The Lord already knows, So it's funny your daughter is saying what she's saying. So hey, we're all making that kind of plans. And you guys should too if you're watching this and you don't know Jesus, man, you're missing out. Just saying.
Well, I gotta tell you something. If you want to have
Yeah.
fun, if you're having a bad day, get to know him because you can picture these awesome things about what life's going to be like this is a fallen world. But if you
It
like
is.
swimming, I picture just being up there swimming all the time.
Yes.
It's something fun. And some people are like, well, what if you're wrong? Okay, fine. But what if we're right?
What if
What a
we're right? Are you
way,
kidding me?
what a way to look at what. Yeah. And I know we're right. So
We're definitely right because our Father, he's not a boring guy. He's not a boring guy. So he's not going to create all these beautiful things in this world and let it just die off once the earth goes to blazes. No, 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 no. He has great things prepared, things that we can't even fathom. So we're right. We're definitely right. Let me start with this, the question. So can you discuss, your personal faith journey and how Jesus has influenced your life?
yeah, absolutely. So I grew up going to church. I grew up in a Catholic family. So I knew who God was. And I have to say, looking back now, I always knew Jesus. I knew who he was. I think he was like my imaginary friend. I can't describe it, but I just loved him.
Interesting. Yes.
But about 5 years ago, I would say I experienced what people call being born again. Just I fell on my knees one day and just
Yes.
felt overwhelmed by the presence of the Lord. And
Wow.
I dove into the Bible. And I'm not saying this about all Catholics, but a lot of Catholicism, you don't read the Bible. It's very interesting. There's a difference between knowing about God and knowing God. So it's the
1000%.
difference. Yeah, there's a difference between knowing someone, and then, if this person is my husband, I know my husband, I know his voice. So once you start reading the Word of God, you start knowing his voice and you are more capable and able of discerning what his path is for you. So yeah, 5 years ago, I started really reading the Bible and I just fell absolutely head over heels in love with Jesus because I have never felt so loved and cherished in my entire life. And he will meet you with the personality he gave you. So as I've like embarrassed myself, but I don't care. I love bathrooms, right? So I'm goofy. I'm just a goofy person. And he's funny to me. He's really funny to me. So
Yes.
I had to give up a lot of things that I talked to myself and brought myself down. I will say if you're an entrepreneur, um, you do a lot of stuff about mindset. Let me tell you
Mm-hmm.
something, the devil is always after your mind. If you want a healthy mindset, get in the Bible because that is the best
Word.
self-help book you will ever read in your entire life. Anything that you need help on, it's in that Bible. Any self-help book you're reading is Proverbs. It really
Right.
is. It's
Right.
Proverbs. So I had to really work on myself, stop condemning myself, give up the guilt. There is this sense of when you get in his presence, there's a sense of a father wrapping his arms around you like you've never believed, and you know that you can do anything with him. So I'll,
Amazing.
I'll I'm going to tie my business into this a little bit. So back in
Of
2008,
course.
my husband and I came up with this business. It's called Planet Fasa. Fasa's like Mufasa. We changed it to
Oh,
Fasa
okay.
because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we didn't want Disney to come after us. So it was named after my cat Mufasa at the time. But long story really short, we looked at the problem that kids were having playing and we decided, hey, technology is not going away. Why don't we use technology to teach kids how to use it and get off of it? So we created this whole platform. It was a 25-page business model, raised the funds, did all the stuff. It ended up not working out because of stuff that happened with my husband's divorce. I needed to be a full-time mom. So we put the business to bed. I thank God for something that I thought then was such a failure. I thank God for that because I got to be a mom. I would never trade that in.
Right.
So, we put it to bed and it was something that I thought was such a failure. Okay. So we come 2020, I start writing. I had written books to go with the company. And because we all had time in 2020, I wonder what was going on. I was like, okay, I'm going to pick these books back up and I'm going to start writing them. Because during that entire time, we closed the business in 2012. During that time, I could not stop thinking about it. Like it just kept coming back. It kept coming back. It kept coming
Right.
back. I was like, okay.
Unfinished
Um,
business.
yeah, unfinished business. That's great. So I picked it back up. I started writing again. And to make this shorter, as that's happening, I'm getting to know God. And I look back at Shannon in 2008. Thank God he didn't make that successful. That breakthrough would have broken me. It
Wow.
just would have. I just wasn't
Really?
ready for it. I was not ready to lead a company like that. I
Right.
would have done stuff that I would have had to repent for now, things that I have
Right.
come to
Right.
believe in. I would not, I was a different person. And I also didn't have the knowledge at the time that that was Holy Spirit that told me to do that. The stuff my husband and I came up with, we didn't come up with that on our own. So I look at like, wow, like where did that come from? And so in that time, so if you're an entrepreneur, I want you to hear me. Failures are not failures, they're lessons, and everything's going to happen for you in God's perfect timing. Again, I want to say this, he doesn't want your breakthrough to break through. He is going to get you perfectly ready for it to happen. He just wants you to show up every day and believe. And what
You're
he's done
preaching
for
to
me,
me. Whoa.
okay, what he's done for
Word.
me is he has given me
Word.
awesome lessons and he's given me 17 years of parenting experience that I didn't have when I came out with this. And this is a parenting company I have. So how great is it now that I've raised kids and I've used the things I'm now giving on them, seen it work. And now instead of being able to empathize as a parent, I can sympathize because I've been through it.
Yes. Yes.
I've gone through some stuff that I don't even want to talk about, some major rejection, some stuff that happened.
Yes.
He healed me of it. That's some of the stuff I was saying I had to go through. Now, as a business owner, bring it on.
The
Bring it on.
rejection
I
is
know
nothing to you.
it doesn't matter. As long as I know I'm walking in
Yes.
his will
Yes.
and my heart is good and I'm not out there to hurt anybody, I don't have a mean spirit,
Yes.
it doesn't matter what you say about me. So it doesn't matter if you don't like my message. I know this message is something from him for the people who are ready to hear it. So, and that's been huge for me. So what a beautiful God. He gets your
What a
wineskin
beautiful.
ready for the wine. So that,
Man, I have a question from what you said that most people will struggle with, especially those business owners or inclined to be. So you got rejected several times. So how do you know not to quit on the particular goal or business venture you're pursuing? How do you know not to quit on it? And how do you know when to quit on a particular you know what I'm you know
yeah,
the
yeah,
disparities we live
it
in a
is,
world.
that is hard. That is hard. So
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
give
yeah,
you
please.
the first thing is I have to believe if you cannot stop dreaming about it, it you have to keep going.
Really? That's good. That's good.
You have to. If he's put something in you, he's going to
It's
make you
calling
do it.
on you. Okay.
It's calling on you.
That's a good
If it is
point.
waking you up, you've got to do it.
Yes.
And so, and then I have a mentor that I went to, and
Interesting.
I think Akuta, this is going to help you. I
Yes.
went to him last September, and I'm getting the chills telling this to you. And I was crying, like everything I'm trying isn't working. Am I really supposed to be doing this? You know, having a little pity party. And you know what he said to me, and that was it. He goes, "Has God told you to stop?"
Hmm.
And I have never heard him tell me to stop.
Right.
Yeah. And you know he tells you to stop things. Everybody knows when you're not in the will of God.
Exactly.
You know
You
when
you
you're not.
know
You know.
somehow.
Your
Like,
knower knows. If you know, your
yeah.
gut knows. Yeah. You keep seeing stuff, you know. So I think if he, and I know that sounds weird, like I don't hear from God. You will hear from, I'm telling you, you will hear from him. And I want to talk about childlike faith because something, I don't know who said this,
Please.
and I wish I did because
Please.
I would credit the person because it was so brilliant for me. But if anybody has a niece and nephew, a kid, if you've ever done Easter with them and you've done an
Hmm.
egg hunt with them,
Hmm.
you hide the eggs and then you find so much joy when the kids find the eggs. You've watched them find the eggs. You know what I'm talking about, Akuto? Like
Yes, I know
you
what you're
see
talking
them,
about.
yeah, or even hide and seek. But yeah, you lay the eggs out and they go and they find them. They're so excited and it's so cute to you. So you'll probably hide more. Okay.
Right.
That is your promises from God. So he is waiting for you to find little Easter eggs that are out there for you. And
And
he's
he's
so
excited when
excited.
you do.
Yeah, and it says in the Bible, it's the glory of God to hide a matter, the glory of the kings to search it out. He
Yeah, yeah,
wants you to
yeah.
see
Yes, he
that.
did. The Bible said that.
Yeah. So if you find the little Easter egg and you're all happy, he is so excited. He's going to keep putting them out there for you. And I have to say, even if you
Beautiful.
think it's the stupidest thing in the world, you're like, was that really for me? If you believe it's him, I really believe this. If you believe it was from him, he will make a way to make that from him. You know what I'm saying? If you're
I
like,
know what you're
you're
saying.
really into music and you hear a song and you're like,
Yes.
was that for me? Believe it's from him because then he'll start talking to you in songs. And I'll give an awesome testimony. He's
Yeah.
funny. He's funny to me. He is absolutely hilarious to me. And I thought people would kind of reject that, like, oh, you've got to be serious. To me, he knows I
No.
like to laugh. So I have
Yes.
a prayer closet because, as I said, I'm all over the map. So I have to like close myself in. So I'm not like pretty weird, you know? So I have to close myself in and be like, okay. And I was in my prayer closet one day and again, when God talks to you, you will know. Okay. It's not a voice. You just know it's your gut. It's your knower.
1000%.
So he talks to you all the time, guys. Like, it's not like you don't have to be a prophet. He talks to you all the time. He's just
Yeah.
finding the part of you that will listen. So
Yeah.
for some reason, I start hearing dad jokes. Okay. I'm like, so I get this biblical dad joke and I have like two of them and I come out and I call my illustrator because I write children's books. And I said,
Yes.
I don't know what this is, but we're going to write a joke book called God's Dad Jokes.
Yes.
I said, he wants to get on the dad joke thing. And she goes, well, how many do you have? And I go, two. She's like, well, how many are you going to do? I'm like, I don't know, but I just feel like we should do this. You know, that Father saw me take a step out in faith. Like I stepped into the
Yes.
Red Sea and in 2 weeks, I wrote down over 100 biblical jokes. 2 weeks. Every single time I walked into my prayer closet or I opened the Bible, he just downloaded jokes.
Yeah, I was gonna say the downloads just kept coming.
So 2 weeks, because he saw me do that. He was like, okay, she trusts me. And there was one time that, and I'm a writer, right? So there's one time I didn't think I was going in the right direction. I'm like, God, this is weird. Like, do you really want me to do this? That morning, I picked up my phone. There had been a word on there that I had ignored for a couple days. I click on it, read it, and it says in there, it's too long of a thing, but she describes a passage in Jeremiah and then goes on to describe it. She goes, in this passage, God was using a dad joke to teach a lesson. So the morning I was asking if this was the thing I should do, he puts dad joke in the thing I read, right? So that's what I'm talking about. And you guys will see it everywhere. If it's numbers, if it's colors, if it's songs. So, and ask him. I had asked him that morning, like, can you show me something definite? And then I read this
See,
thing that had been sitting there and it says dad joke in it. I mean, you can't make that up.
make that up. Man, so I was gonna ask you, like, when did you know though that you were a writer?
I have no idea. I really think it's because I like to talk so much, but I'm not the most eloquent person on the face of the planet, so it's, like, better for me to write stuff. And then I like
Really?
to yeah, and I like to massage the words and spend
Mm-hmm.
time with them. So it's just like a process that I like to do. But
You
I
enjoy
look
it.
I think back to high school, and I loved writing papers. That's where I was the best, and I like to say, like, whatever your gift is will be easy for you. It might just not be what you have to do with it might not be easy. Does that make
So would you
sense?
say that your gifts correlate to your earnings in a way? You know how Jewish people don't believe that you have to love what you do
Mm,
to I don't you have you read the book Business Secrets from the Bible?
no, I have not.
You have
I
to
should
read it.
read
You
that.
have to read by
Okay, yeah.
a rabbi. His name is Rabbi Daniel Lapin. And he
Okay.
he talks about a lot about the secrets from the Bible. Obviously, he's Jewish. He's not really a Christian, but he focuses a lot on the Old Testament. But
He's
one of
got
the
the
things he
Proverbs.
talks about, huh?
He's got the Proverbs, as I was saying, it's like the best
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
self-help.
it's got the Proverbs. But one of the things he talks about is not loving what you do to make money. That
Mm,
people they teach us in school. You know, when we go to university, the professors say you have to love what you do, and you'll never work a day in your life. He's like, nope, Jewish people don't believe that.
mm,
He said that you have to do whatever you're doing. And then when you start making money, you can now translate it to whatever else you love doing to make money. But at least you need to build up some kind of income to support whatever it is you love. He gave an example with people that play are very good playing the violin. The violin you play. He said, how can you monetize that? But he said, no, 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 no. Go and do something else and build it up, and you may, he's not even saying you have to do it, but you may then support your passion for violin because you're so good at it. So what are your
mm.
thoughts on that? Do you think that correlates to your gifts? The answer
I
might be
gotta
yes or no.
say, I don't agree with that
Okay,
because
okay. What do you
now let
say?
me tell you this. Of course, I've done.
Please.
There's no person who will look at you and be like, every part of my job is fabulous, or
No,
I didn't have to.
never.
I mean, it's gracious. Like you got to invoice people. You've got to keep your books. Like obviously, I don't like the numbers part of it, but I don't agree with that because I
Mhm.
truly believe that God put a gift inside each one of us and he will equip you with whatever you go do. I mean, he calls you, and why would he put that gift in you if he didn't want you to use it? That doesn't make sense to me. Now, on your way to using it, is it always fun? No.
No,
But that's
okay.
part of the
I see
beauty
what
when
you
you get
mean.
to the end of the road. So, yeah, I've been working on this thing that I've been doing for 17 years. Do you think that's fun?
Mm,
No. But
no,
I'm driven because I love doing it and my why behind it is bigger than me.
man, that's a good one. That's a good perspective, and it's true. You're a
I really,
spiritual person, so you definitely see it different. I
yeah.
love
And
it.
I think if you're doing something so outside, like if I ever tried to do something I just brought up, my dad was a brilliant financial consultant. He was a money manager and he always said I could sell, ice to an Eskimo. He's like, "Will you come and manage, take over this business for me?" I could have done, you know, millions in business, right?
Right,
Okay.
right.
I said to my dad, and I'll just give you a little insight about me. I said, "Dad, would you want me managing your money?" My dad's like, "Oh God, no."
Really? He
I'm
said
not good
no?
with money. And I was like, Dad, I would be miserable. And then that was a joke between the two of us, but he was like, oh gosh, yeah, this woman should not be managing other people's money. She can't manage her own money. So I'm a creative, right?
Interesting.
So I could have
Yeah.
done that intellectually, but it would have
Yeah.
just squashed me. And while I could have been 17 years ago taking over his book of business, I would have been
Right.
unhappy. So it's kind of like if your goal, like the rabbi was saying, was making money. Yes, I know we need money. I'm not
True.
naive. But what is the line in the Bible like? What is it worth to sell your soul?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think if you find out what you can do, and my whole thing is being creative, you can find a way to make money with what you do. You can find someone to partner with. I think the biggest thing is showing up every day. Yeah. Are there things you have to do on the side? Maybe you have to work at a car wash while you're doing this other thing, but you're doing the other thing. You're keeping your spirit alive, while you're doing the grind. So,
But I'm going to ask you another question because that's a very good take right there. You see, this is why God has given us so many minds to
mhm.
pick on, because there's so many different perspectives that all together form a reality. So check this out. I watched a video, and this, all these street interviews where they go and they talk to someone, right? But this particular one, the guy's his niche is business owners, millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires. Actually, one of the interviews he did was to a billionaire guy, a law firm. So I'm gonna pick your brain on this. That's the question I want to ask you. So in the interview, he goes up to the guy and he asks him, can someone mimic what you've done to become a billionaire? Because he owns one of the biggest law firms in the nation. And do you know what he said? He said that he believes that you can't mimic or learn what he's done except you're born with it. And he gave an analogy. He said, just like a lion is born to become the king of the jungle, a sloth is born somewhere else. Right. Right. You see the perspective he has. I've never heard that one before. And he said, if you're born to be a lion, you be a lion. If you're born to be a sloth, you be a sloth. So what's your take on that?
So
Because I'm asking, can you
yeah,
learn greatness?
think, okay, there's like his perspective in one manner, because if we go back to God and Christ, we are the body of Christ, right? And in some stuff, Akuto's the heart and Shannon's the little toe, and other
Okay, I
stuff,
see what you
I'm the
mean.
shoulder blade, you're the kneecap, right? Like you're
Hmm.
different, and you should never, like, you're needed for every single thing, even if you're the toenail on the little toe. Think about how life would be without your little toenail. You need it,
1000%
okay? But
painful.
yeah, I think if you're a sloth, you don't want to be the lion anyway. You're not going to be driven. You know what I
That's
mean?
what he's saying. Exactly. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You're not
But
going to
I
be that
do,
driven.
yeah, but I do think that if somebody saw that man and he was willing to share what he did, when you want to be good at something, you have to find people who've succeeded in it before you and study them. I mean, the whole
God
reason we
creates rooms for us to learn.
Yeah, I mean, the whole reason we have testimony, the whole reason we go through stuff is
That's
so
a
that we
good
can
point.
turn around and bring other people through it with us. And I think that if you're trying to be the lion and you are the sloth, God's gonna tell you, hey, this is not where you're supposed to be.
Yes.
I mean, I have this joke with God, but I keep being like, God, I really want to see angels. Like, show me angels.
You
Like, show
do?
me.
Okay,
I
okay, okay.
do.
There you
But
go.
I know I would probably hit the ground and like freak out.
You fi-
And
yeah.
had he shown me angels 5 years ago, I probably would have geeked out on the Bible and probably would have gone into church and thought I was supposed to be ministering in church. I'm not supposed to be in the walls of the church.
That's a
I'm
good
supposed to
point.
be on the mountain of arts and entertainment, bringing this
Oh,
thing out, right? So
yeah.
he's going to give you what you're needed. So I disagree with him in the way that,
Yes.
yeah, I think people can learn from him, but I don't disagree that you'll know if you're in the wrong thing. You just won't have
Yeah.
joy.
Yeah. Man, that's a good point. You know how we watch all these hell testimonies, right? I don't want to see hell. Not for
No.
me. It's going to change me, man. I don't want to see it. Like, yeah, I can hear the testimonies, and I love the testimonies, by the way. I love it so much. It keeps me grounded. So, but me, God taking me to go see that. I'm not
So I
interested. I'd
like
rather see heaven.
I was praying one day and I'm like, so God, I'm open to do anything, but if you could avoid doing this, this, and this, that'd be great.
He's
He's gonna
gonna do
do
what he's gonna do.
what he's gonna do. He knows exactly what we need. He knows exactly what we need. He knows every part of us and what's gonna wake up a Kudo and what's gonna wake up Shannon, and
That's true.
it's probably
That's true.
completely different.
That's true.
And that's what's so awesome about him. You just have to be open to him doing it for you and be childlike about it. Yeah.
Talk a little bit now about imagination and how we can use it to spark the fuel that drives, our
All these
childhood,
things.
businesses, our faith. Can you talk a little bit about that? You could pick it one by one if you want to.
Okay. Well, first off, one of the concerns, we go back to 2008. I see my stepkids. I'm so concerned about them because I'm seeing that they're being drawn into technology. And because of that, I call it the imagination muscle. Their imagination muscle had atrophied. So unlike
Wow.
me, when I could go outside, I'd play one game and then I'd imagine something else and I'd imagine something else, right?
Mhm.
They couldn't do that. And that to me was such a loss of not only what their future potential is going to be, but of childhood itself, because childhood is where the real joy is, because you don't know, you're not supposed to know any of this other stuff that we have to deal with. So I got really concerned with it. As I've been going on and talking about it and sharing this message, I've learned even more how much imagination, that thing I'm talking about, is essential for business owners. It's essential for adults. It's like you're not going to succeed in your business unless you can picture your future self as successful. You can't do that without your imagination. And we'll take it to a Christian thing. Akudo and I can imagine hell because we've read about it.
Right.
We can imagine heaven because I read about it. Can you
Right.
imagine had our muscles, had imagination muscles been atrophied when we were young? We couldn't even pray,
Right.
right? Because praying is a lot of times picturing yourself somewhere else, meditating on the word of God,
That's
picturing
that's a
yourself doing,
beautifully put. Okay.
yeah, picturing yourself doing all this stuff. But so is business. You are not going to get up in the morning and work your hardest if you do not have a vision of yourself successful. What's the drive? So yeah, what's going to be the drive there? And so if I take it back to kids, kids don't learn how to build their imagination. They don't learn creativity. They don't learn how to be a successful, socially functional adult without the act of imaginative play. They have to
Beautiful.
play with each other. And
Yes.
that might seem like a crazy thing to say, but the amount of benefits that free play has is absolutely phenomenal. And even like when they're talking to each other, I'm obviously not a neuroscientist, but these synapses are being formed in their brain. When they don't do that, those synapses don't form right. It's actually rewiring their brains. So the concern for me is not only are we taking away their joy, we're screwing them up for the future. So there's all sorts of research. When I was concerned about this in 2008, people were like, "Oh, I don't know." Now in 2025, there are books written about what this has done to kids' brains. It is really
Really.
not okay. Like one of statistics is depression in girls has raised 145%, and in boys it's 161%. And they're
Really.
tying it to screens. Yeah,
The
because it's
the
rewiring the
cause of it
brain.
is lack of imagination and
It's lack
creativity.
of imagination. It's the stress that screens are causing. So again, I'm gonna botch this because I'm not a neurologist, but like
No, no,
when
you're
you look
fine.
at when you look at a screen, there's stress, anxiety that happens in your brain,
Mm-hmm.
and the brain doesn't know if you're in a car accident or if you're looking at a screen. The kids are looking at it so much that their frontal cortex, prefrontal
Mm-hmm.
cortex is not calming down, so they're constantly in a state of anxiety. So it's literally
Really.
rewiring their brain. Yeah, like it's not just, oh, wouldn't it be nice for them to play? It's literally affecting how their physical brain is working. So we've got that. And then on the flip side of it, I'm saying they're not going outside and playing. They might be in school learning about empathy in a book. You cannot learn empathy until you see, and sympathy until you're talking to someone and you hurt their feelings and you have to fix it. You know what
Practical.
I mean? Practical. You have to. So I like this example. Let's say you have a kid and you want them to ride a bike. Okay. We're not going to teach them how to ride a bike by showing them a video. So how are you going to teach them critical thinking, problem solving by showing them videos?
Yes.
They have to actually get out there and feel the bike, just like you had to get up and walk.
Right.
those benefits of play are so huge. And the thing is, kids want to play. So you're having them do something they want to do. And while they're doing it, they're learning crucial human skills.
Right. Yes, yes.
So that's where I come from with the imagination. So as I was worried about our kids, I've also, as I've been expressing this and going out and learning more about imagination, I'm seeing how important it is to adults. So
So you said
driven
that
by it.
kids cannot learn it. How is it done then?
Say it again. Sorry.
So you know how you mentioned at the beginning, and not the beginning of our conversation, but this particular question that most kids cannot learn imagination.
Yeah. So let me give you, this is a great example. So
Mm-hmm.
when you have a
Mm-hmm.
baby, and you've all done this with babies, you stare at the baby, you make really funny faces, and the baby laughs, and you keep
Mm-hmm.
doing it. The baby is learning like different faces and different interactions from you. Their brain is wiring, right?
That makes sense.
Then the
That
baby
makes
goes out
sense.
and it's crawling and falling over stuff.
Uh-huh.
New synapses are made. These are all physical things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're learning stuff. Then they go out and they start doing like prey predator stuff like kick the can, tag, all those things. They're learning their bodies moving and stuff like that. And then okay, so this is all their brain wiring. And
Yes.
during that time, let's say you've got 6 kids out playing and another kid comes in and wants to join. They're not going to look at it as like this is an obstacle. We cannot have the 7th kid join. They're going to look at it as as a challenge to get that 7th kid in there. So they're learning
Uh,
problem solving. You know what I mean?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. And so that's another way they're learning. And then there's the verbal thing. So I've said this already, but like they're flirting with each other. They're having fun. They're giving each other a hard time. They get those neural cues like that thing I just said wasn't very nice. That hurt that person.
I see.
See what I mean? So it's just
Yeah, I
it's
see
a
what you mean.
natural way that you cannot get from a screen.
I see what you
Okay.
mean.
Yeah.
Okay. So is it look, I have a niece. She came into my room the other day and I bought a face scrubber. I just bought it. That's so funny that you bringing this up because that stuff amazed me. My niece is like a year and maybe 4 or 5 months. So I bought a face scrubber, and when I opened it up, she came into my room to see me, right? So, but by the time she came in is when I was opening up the box. So when I just rubbed it on my face one time just to see what it feels like, right? And then I kept it. Within like 2 minutes, she goes and picks it up. And then she starts rubbing it on her face the same way I did. And she
See?
knew the exact face of the thing to rub on her face. She didn't rub the back. You know what I mean? She rubbed the right surface
Right
on
side.
her
Yeah.
face.
Right.
And I was amazed by that because it's funny how they pick up those clues so fast
Yes.
and
Yeah.
practice on it. So that's what you're saying.
Yeah. And it's and I like this. There's an author he wrote called The Anxious Generation. It's very interesting if people want to read it, but it's
I
about
want
what's
to read
happening.
it. What's it called?
The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. It is it is the research on the thing I was concerned about in 2008. So I refer to him a lot, but he called this the largest uncontrolled experiment humanity has ever performed, giving our kids these screens. And we did it on our children. We had no idea how bad this was going to be for them. So
Wow.
I'm boldly coming out and saying, it's like the cigarettes. Like people didn't know cigarettes were bad. They smoked them, smoked them, smoked them. Then we found out how bad they were. And now, like, if you're an adult, go ahead and you can do what you want with your life, but you would never hand a cigarette to a kid.
Never.
So for me, don't hand social media to your children. You
To
know
what
it's ruining their.
age? Is there an age would you have?
So I would say till 16. Do not let
Okay.
them on there.
Okay. I
Not
want to keep that in
only is
mind.
it rewiring their brains, but they're going to start, I can't think of the word I'm looking for, but they're going to start promoting people and idolizing people that
I
aren't
found the
you.
book, by the way. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's a great book. It's a great
I'm gonna
book.
check it out.
They're going to start idolizing people that aren't somebody that is your value system. You don't want the
Word.
internet to raise your kid.
Word.
Yeah. So that's my concern. So now what I'm talking about is social media. So that's like 12 and up. My company is focused on the littler guys, like 4 to 12, because that's when the brain is forming and they're doing all the like the play is more important. But if you grow them up with their imagination muscle, then it's easier to keep them off those screens later. And so
Okay. Okay.
that's kind of what I'm going for. And I just think
Talk a
it's
little
so
bit about that, your company and how it helps.
yeah. Okay. So as I've said, I could sit here and tell you so many statistics about what's going on with kids. It's not good. It's they're having sleep issues, obesity issues. I know everybody who's listening has seen kids in their early 20s who can't look in your eyes because they weren't out playing. They weren't learning this interaction thing. So they're kind of
Hmm.
scared of the world. You know what I mean?
Never thought about that. That's
Yeah. Yeah. It's just they don't know how to react to stuff. I'm sure everybody works with somebody who's young who you can't give them any feedback. Oh, they have to have their parents come in. It's because they were
hmm
not playing. It's literally because they were not playing and they didn't have that time where they were being a jerk and no one wanted to play with them anymore. Because if you're a jerk on social media, you might get kicked out of a group, but you can go be a jerk in another group the next day. Like if it's your friend group, you got to clean yourself up to get back
right,
in.
right.
See what I mean?
I
Yeah.
see what you mean.
Yeah. So what I'm doing is I feel like as a Gen Xer, my generation is always bragging about how awesome our childhood was. So we're like, I was out playing, I was, I was out, sipping on the hose. It's all true. The problem is we're telling this and how awesome it was to a now generation of parents who didn't have that experience. So we're expecting something out of them that they don't know. So I feel like it's on my shoulders to give them the tools to give their kids the childhood that I'm bragging about. Okay. So I want to give them access to really simple activities and games. So when I was the mom in this situation, I would tell my kids to go outside, they'd come back in. And after telling them like two or three ideas, I'm an adult at the time. I can't come up with anything else. But their imagination muscles fatigue. So they're like, we don't know what to do. And what do people do? They end up putting their kids back on the screens, which furthers the atrophy, right? So I ended
Yes.
up looking on Google and there was Pinterest at the time, and I'm overwhelmed by the amount of stuff. And I felt it was too difficult, and a lot of the people were too perfect. I'm just kidding, but
Too
they were like,
perfect.
I can't do it that well. Yeah. So what I'm doing now, and I could talk about everything that's past, but now coming back at this the second time, we're coming out with it's being built right now as we speak. We're coming out with an activity app. So, and it's a points and rewards app because people will do anything for points, like we do. Like you get a badge on Facebook, you're like, I'm amazing. You've done nothing, but
Sure.
So
That's
I
a
just
good
know
one.
people are driven by points. I came out of corporate America. I did wellness programs. So this is essentially a wellness program for kids wrapped up in play. So it's an app and you can sign up for it as a parent and you can put in, and I could talk about my children's book. My children's book kind of shows
Yes.
some of these activities. It's got the characters, just gives you kind of a way to break into doing this, but you choose which character you wanted to be in, you name your family members, and all of the activities have mind, heart, and body points because
Okay.
we're all three things. We need all things to be in balance and harmony, right?
Facts. Facts.
So the activities are labeled mind, heart, and body. And so the idea is you get home and you're like, okay, I have three kids. They want to go on screens, but I'm really concerned about this. And so you look on the app and you're like, okay, I've got three kids. I have half an hour I need to make dinner and they are not being nice to each other. So I need hard activities. And so this app will just spout out to you at your fingertips a bunch of easy ideas, no material or low material, like super easy. And you say to the kids, okay, guys, and you were at this point, you make up the reward. So let's say your kids are just totally excited about staying up 5 minutes late. You go, okay, guys, you're going to do a FASA nugget. We call them the nuggets. You're going to do a FASA nugget and it's worth 200 FASA points. If you go do it, you're going to get these points and you can stay up 5 minutes, 5 minutes late. So it's a points and reward system, but they're
Yes.
earning the points with offline play. And I like it too because it shows them mom and dad going on the app and then getting something helpful off of it because technology is good. Like I'm not screen free. I'm going to go on an app. I'm going to get something good for you. And then we're going to go
Yes.
off and do it.
Yes.
And then we can put
Yes.
what you did back on the app and see what the reward is. So it's showing a
So this
healthy
app is
balance.
yours?
Yeah, that's what we're building right now.
Okay. 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 Good. 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 Okay. So you said you only because I was going to ask you, um, someone like my niece that is a year and some, but you said you focus on 4 to 14, I believe.
Is it four? Yeah, it's 4 to 12. The reason I
Four to
say
12.
that,
Okay.
yeah, it's because everybody knows their own kids. Some 4-year-olds are really mature and some 12-year-olds aren't. So you're just going to have to see,
Word.
yeah, like what they're interested in. And the activities we're giving are suggestions. But what I think is so much fun about it is a lot of them is what you and I played when we were kids that you just don't think about. And I'm just putting those in there. I'm just trying to make it so that nobody has to go what I went through and going on Google and being like, oh my gosh, there's 5,000 kid activities.
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
then how
Yes.
do I motivate my kid to do it? Give him points. We love points. Yeah. So, I mean, you could set one up once a day, like every day when you guys get home, you're doing activity, you've got to earn 200 points, and then you can have this reward. It's something you're going to give them anyway. You might as well tie it to something healthy.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And does it matter how old they are to start?
No, it doesn't. I mean, if we give you an activity and it's too hard, you know your kid, you can just make it a little easier for them. But these are super simple ones. I was just writing one called Alphabet People, and you like write words with your body as the alphabet. Anybody can do that. But and the cool thing about it too is a lot of the activities have things to talk about with it. So after I give you prompts that you can talk to your kids about, and that just gives you a way to talk to them. So it's not just like, how was school? Fine. What did you do? Nothing. It's like, oh, I saw you did this. Let me ask you these questions, and eventually it will be tied to like grandma and grandpa can get a text that they did an activity and call on the phone and say, okay, I saw that you did this, I want to ask you about it, and you get 20 points. So I just thought it was a cool way to get the whole family involved and give you something to
Yes.
talk about. So the idea is just starting a movement to get like people offline together, and I
Yes.
believe if you do this once a day with your kids, what are you building? The imagination muscle, and then they're just going to naturally do it themselves. That's the goal.
Really?
Yeah, because you
Okay.
like they'll get used to playing and they'll realize how fun it is because it is fun. Kids want to play.
Yes.
And then hopefully they'll just start making up their own things.
I
So I'm
see. Because now the muscle is not atrophied. Okay.
yeah,
The muscle is now in active mode. It will
active
start
again.
generating. Okay. Okay. I see what you mean. So, but are there downsides like to this that we don't know of? Maybe, like maybe if you don't give them a task and maybe they complete the task and you fail to deliver on the rewards, do you
That
think that has devastating effect more than
yeah, I do, but one thing I've learned about this is I cannot control these parents, you know? So I would have to, just hope that they would
so
follow
you're
through.
hammering that they better fulfill
Follow
the
through.
reward part? Okay, okay,
Absolutely.
what about as they grow older and they go into the world
Mhm.
and realize that the world is not like that? Do you
It
think you'll
is
still
though.
have the same devastating effect?
I think it is though. Like, I mean, you go to work for a paycheck. You
Okay,
know what I
okay.
mean? You go to, and this kind of sounds kind of silly, but you go to the gas station to fill up your car.
Mhm. Some kind of reward on every
There's always some
activity.
kind of reward. Yeah, for an activity. You hardly do anything where there's no reward.
That's a good point.
You
So
eat your
my
ice cream because you
pushback
like to
would be
taste it.
this, because what it seems like and is very good. It's an activity to build integrity as well, understanding integrity that you have to do what you say you're going to do, right?
Absolutely.
One of the things that hurt me growing up is that, I'll be honest with you, but it didn't hurt me too much. It hurt me, and it made me understand to withdraw myself and not be attached to the outcome of an event. So, but I remember that I used to wear my heart on my sleeves because I was raised to definitely say, whatever you say you do, you
You.
better do it,
Yeah.
right? And then when I do it to people and they don't reciprocate it back to me, it hurts me so much, much more than I thought. So this activity, do you think that same line of thinking would apply if
Yeah, but
someone
here's the thing.
breaks their word on them, to
I
this
think
kind
that's
of kid? What do you think?
Yeah, but I think that applies in anything, even my app, but even Christmas. If you said you're gonna get like, if you're on the naughty list and the nice list, you know what I mean with a kid, you have to follow through with kids. Like if you say you're gonna do something, you've got to follow through. I don't think parents, this is gonna, I don't think parents who wouldn't follow through would get the app in the first place.
Really?
I really don't, because these are parents who are concerned about this. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Now, the end goal of this, Akudo takes care of what you're saying. Because the end goal is I tie these points to something that kids can cash in and get something else. But we're a new company, so right now it's got to be what mom and dad are putting out there. But this can be as simple as ice cream. Like if you do this, you get ice cream after dinner. I can't. It sucks, but I can't control the parents. I would say if you're not sticking to what you're doing with your kids, that's hurting them. Like don't do that. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I
that hurts
agree. I
adults.
agree.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, our family motto is say what you're gonna do and then do that. I'm the same as you. When people don't do that, that hurts me. So I
I
don't
know,
think that's
right? You know what
something.
I mean?
Yeah.
But the truth is that you do not go to war because you know that someone is gonna die. You know that analogy of go we're going to war, someone's gonna die, and then you say, I'm not going, bro. No. You still go. We still go to war if it needs to go to war. So even if there might be that concern that I brought up, it doesn't stop that you're encouraging the kids to learn to be creative, imaginative, or even understand integrity. Yeah, time will come when someone's gonna break your heart. So okay, fine. All of our hearts have been broken one way or another. We're still
But
living
here's,
and
you
we
know, the
learn.
thing that's cool about it is that with doing this, with getting your imagination, with the creativity and all that stuff, you will build your character and you will be able to bounce back from stuff better.
Oh,
So
now
there's
you're
that as well.
talking. Now you're
Yeah.
talking.
And the other thing is my books, we'll go back to the books real quick. Every single book that
Yes,
I have 7, 4
please.
are out right now, but they each teach a valuable life lesson. So that is a big deal in my books. Like the first one, you'll love this because we just talked about it. I feel like God had me write this for me. My first book, the lesson is persistence pays off. So I teach that lesson in the book, and then I give 2 plot twists where the character doesn't do what he should do and he doesn't get to his happy ending. And so it reinforces it. So the first plot twist they learn, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And then they learn mind over matter. And then the activities still reinforce those lessons. So
Yes.
there is that value part of the company as well. But like you said, because 10% of parents might not do right by their kids, I'm not going to not serve the 90%. Um,
There you go. There you
yeah.
go.
Yeah. But I love that. But I do really think if you get out there, you're playing, you're building up the imagination, you're building up the problem solving, the empathy, all the stuff that comes with that beautiful part of your brain, you are going to be more able to withstand anything that comes at you.
Yes, man. There you go. Now you're talking because another analogy is like we're not going to serve God because we're afraid the devil's going to attack us. No, we're going to serve God regardless.
Yeah, that idiot's
He's
going to
gonna
attack
attack us.
you if you're serving God or not. So you might as well serve
Oh,
him.
which also applies to what we're talking about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Whether or not you learn this activity session or what's it called, experiment or whatever, you're gonna be disappointed by people, whether you like it or not. So it's better
It's just
to have
it's,
that.
yeah, it's how you react to it is the most important thing because you cannot control
Yes,
people. You can only
you
control how you
cannot
react
control
to
people.
them. Yeah.
Right. Ooh, so can you list your books again, please? So that
Okay.
I'll
So
also put it on the screen
yeah. So
when
they
we
are
edit the
called
video.
the Fossa Tales, and it's Tails because they're animals, and they're all written after the dogs and cats my husband and I have loved throughout our lives. So I love them. So there's 4 of them out right now. It's Where on Earth Am I? The second one is called Alley Cat. Third one is called Wolf, like a dog barking, and then the fourth one is My Fair Cat. And they all follow Fossa as he uses his imagination and he meets these other characters. And I love them because there's stories in there that can really touch a heart and give the parent something to talk to the kids about. Like the second one, Fossa meets another cat who's been declawed, which is fine if you declaw your cat, but this cat has been declawed and thrown out into the snow and she's out there and they develop this friendship and she learns that she can rely on him. And it's adorable because she had kind of been hurt, Akudo, and didn't want anything to do with it, anybody. And this cat showed her, hey, I love you, I've got your back. And the moral is love makes all the difference. So there's stories like that. The third book is You Can't Judge a Dog by His Bark. So they think this dog is like super mean, but ends up being really sweet. He's just as big with a big bark, but he's like a sweet guy. And then
That's who
the
he
fourth,
is.
yeah, it's who he is. And then the fourth one is Life is Full of Surprises. So my 2 characters, the day turns out completely different than they thought it would. And instead of being upset, they embrace it and have a blast. So it's just trying to teach that life is good, So those are the 4 books that are out right now.
And we can get them on Amazon.
On Amazon, they're out on Google, they're everywhere that you can find
Are they
books.
digital copies only or both paperback?
They are paperback, hardback, and digital. So they're
Okay,
every
okay.
possible way you can think. And if you get the books, this is really exciting for everybody, but you can go on YouTube. I'm kidding, but you can go on YouTube and I actually narrate them.
Oh, you
So
do?
I'm barking and meowing and doing all these different voices. Yeah. And it's just my voice because I didn't want the kids watching me. I want them to be watching the book and reading along, but I did that just for fun.
Are you familiar with this a YouTube character, Miss Rachel?
Yes. Yes. It's awesome. And I will say I'm actually out there. I wasn't familiar with her until people said it. I actually do the activities in the books with the kids.
Oh,
But what I do is I walk them through it and then I put timers up so the kids can't sit there. I'm like, okay, now
yes.
go for 20 minutes. And so they're supposed to go off and do it. And I just did that. So like if parents are like, I'm not sure how to do this, they can get to know who I am. So then when they're seeing these activities to come out, they're like, okay, this is a trusted source because it's
Please tell
the
me you
internet.
have a
Who knows what
YouTube
you're getting?
channel.
What'd you say?
I said, please tell me you have a YouTube channel.
Yeah, yeah, so it's SS Coulter author. Yeah,
Okay, there you go. There you go.
yeah.
Because I'm serious. Like this, this Miss Rachel lady, she's impacted so many kids. She made like just on YouTube, I believe she made like 19 million last year.
Wow.
So this goes to show, the monetization of one's gift. This is her gift, and
Exactly.
you, most importantly, you're doing it in the kingdom, right? So you're even more impactful than she is. You're even, because you're now bringing in the element of spirituality, to it, which points to God, Jesus. So you're gonna even be more impactful than her. It doesn't matter if you make 19 or not make 19 million. You're sowing seeds into the lives of these kids that, would be, how the Bible says, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they grow old, they will not
Yes.
depart from it. That's my story. I was raised in the church and in the children's department where we do vocational Bible studies and all that. We pray, we fast. Those things were things that were, impacted in my life growing up. So now I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't womanize. But it's because of all these years
Foundation.
of things being impacted in my life. So it's a good thing to have you do the same thing. This is your gift, right? Those kids that are growing up, they remember Miss Coulter. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's their foundation.
It's a
I
foundation.
love that you said that. That is, sometimes I don't wanna be doing this. Sometimes I'm like, "Oh, I don't wanna have to." I'm leaving right
It's
after this and
tiring.
going.
I can
Yeah,
imagine.
it's tiring. I'm leaving right after this and going to Canada, because 'cause I'm
You
gonna
are?
go. Yeah, I'm gonna go learn how to present my message about imagination. I'm going there to this immersion thing that I'm going to learn how to better articulate what I'm doing because I think imagination is so important. And I had told God before, it's like, I don't want to do this, but I'll do anything for you. And if this is the path we're taking, then I'm going on it. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah.
You know what just popped in my head right now? Imagination, the nation of Imagis, or something like that.
Oh, well, you're so funny. Where the uh, app is going is a picture of the world. It's called Planet Fossa, and I have 7 characters, and I say they each have their own imagination. Yeah. So you got it.
So the spirit is
He's moving.
confirming it right there. So when are we gonna have the app though?
So it's July 15th as we're talking. They are building a prototype right now so I can show it. And then probably I would say September, I'm going to have a free web version that I would love people. They can go out to sscoulter.com
For
right now
sure.
and you can sign up to be a beta tester because I want to get as many parents in there to tell me, I like this, this doesn't work, this works. And then we'll have it out. We'll have it out October, November for purchase. But yeah, I don't plan to charge too much on it because that is not this is not what this is about.
No,
I
I
want
mean,
people I want this to be a useful tool for people. I want it to be accessible, like people having fun with it, not too difficult. So yeah, if you want to be a part of this movement, please
yeah,
go sign up to be a beta tester, download it
I
for free.
will.
Tell me what you think about it.
Send me. Are you on LinkedIn?
I'm on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Let me add you real quick on LinkedIn so that at least we'll communicate on LinkedIn, and then you let me know when it's ready and all that good
Well,
stuff.
I'm so excited about it. I'm so
Yeah.
excited because we tried it one way the first time, and now I have all this knowledge and wisdom to do it better and actually ask for feedback. So I
Yes.
really want
Yeah.
people's
The
feedback.
feedback is better.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good. What do you go on? Okay, I
should
think I
be
found you.
SS Coulter on there, but I can find you too.
Yeah, please, if you can, that would be
I
great.
will.
I
I'll
just
find
typed
you.
SS. Is it SS with the period there or no?
I have no idea. Isn't that wonderful? I've got so many different things. Yeah,
Yeah, you can find me. You can definitely
I'll
find me because
find
I'm
you.
very
I'll find
active
you.
on LinkedIn.
I'll go
So I
right when
want
we're
to
off.
keep
behind
that
you.
communication going.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you let me know, because some of my guests, we've talked about some things, right? And then I'll tell them, hey, keep me updated on some things. And they will actually reach out to me on LinkedIn and tell me,
Oh,
okay, this is it. This
fabulous.
is an update. So I like that. One of them was having a book coming out. And then after our interview, he came out. He told me it came out. So I purchased the book.
That's awesome.
Well, I
Well, I
tried to
will
purchase
definitely
the
see.
book, but it wasn't going through. So he had to fix some things for it to go through. But at least what I'm saying is the communication is there. And I can
Communication is
share with my,
key. Yeah, I said it's key.
it's key. So you are actually going to Canada to do an event?
So interesting. As I was doing podcasts, I went on a podcast with a man and I was talking about what is happening with children. And he was like, I think that you need to go and start speaking about this. This is a really big deal that people need to know about what's happening with their
Yes.
brains. And so I am going because I was like, what? So I'm going to this experience with 12 other people and we are going to learn our messaging, kind of like taking a PhD on your message. So I'm just going to go and hone it in so that I can go and spread this message. And I really want to start a movement to get kids playing again because we have
Agree with you.
seen
I agree
what's
with you.
happened with the Gen Zers right now. They're unhappy, they're
1000%.
anxious, and not sleeping well. A bunch of stuff has happened to them with porn addiction and all this stuff. I think that, yeah, and I think that
Oh, that's a good one.
as we pull the kids out of it, Akudo, we're going to pull us out of it because
Yes,
as
yes,
I'm
yes.
going, I'm telling people, put your phone down. Enjoy yourself for 2 hours without your phone. And
Yes.
I think it's going to be a really healing movement for everybody to break free from technology. Because if you don't think the devil's in technology, and I'm not screen free, but if you don't think he's in there trying to distract you, destroy you and kill you through technology, he's trying to ruin your imagination. He's trying to make you compare yourself to other people. So it really is
1000%.
1,000%. And there's beautiful things like, yeah, Akudo and I are talking right now. Beautiful. I found this thing I'm going through technology. Beautiful, but you've got to be careful with it.
I just watched a session on YouTube yesterday. The guy had an encounter with the spirit behind AI. Crazy. He exposed it. He said the AI spirit, or the spirit behind the AI. He said it's not the AI itself, it's just the spirit behind it. That
Yeah.
he was talking about how people are going to be so addicted to it and worship it
That's
and
what I
see it as a
see.
person.
That is what I'm going after because that cannot happen. That
Shannon,
cannot
you have to
happen.
be spiritually prepared, man,
I got my armor
because
on. I got my armor on.
yes, ma'am. No playing. You're a warrior. So just remember that you're warriors. Do not tolerate
No.
any nonsense from the devil. You know how Cat talks about spiritual warfares and your host.
Yep. Keep your hosts
Man,
around
do
you.
not play. If the devil
Right.
plays with you, don't play with that guy.
Right.
You know. But
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Let's just say he's not. Just always remember, if he is bothering you, it says the Prince of Peace will soon crush Satan under your feet. You have all dominion over. It says, I can't remember what part of the Bible it says, we have all authority over all the power of the devil. So
Yes.
there's nothing he can do. You just have to recognize him and tell him to take a hike.
The Bible says the devil comes like a flood, but the Spirit of God will raise up a standard against him.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Honestly speaking, right? I've come to the point of believing Jesus logically. Like, it makes sense to me logically, not even spiritually yet. I already know spiritually he makes sense. He's everything. But logically speaking, right? If the devil's trying to convince me to go with him, I fail to understand, bro, you can't even save yourself.
Right.
How are you going to save me? You're promising me all this, but you can't save
Oh, I love
yourself
that.
from hell.
I've never heard that.
And logically speaking, the
Right.
dude or the being that you're fighting against is so powerful that you can't save yourself from him. How are you going to do anything for me? I don't need to argue with this guy, you know? Man, people need to come to Christ. There's
And
no
if
other way.
anybody is listening is not come to him, all I would say is give him a chance.
Give him a chance.
Give him a chance. Like, just ask him into your heart and let him come talk to you. He is a gentleman. He will
Yes.
not force himself onto you. If you don't want him, he will walk away, but just give him a chance.
Give him
And
a
don't, if you're
chance.
like, well, I know Christians, they're not nice, blah, blah. We are not him.
We are
We are
not.
not. He
We're
is,
not.
he is the most sweet, beautiful, wonderful person there is. And
Truly.
go to him yourself. Do not listen to what I say about him, what Akudo say about him, or what the
Yeah.
person that you don't like says about him, because
Yeah.
you wouldn't want somebody doing that to you. You'd
You
want the
wanna
person to come to you and ask who you are. So just ask him who he is, give him a chance. See if
we
he,
go through the same thing that the world goes through, but the difference is we know what to do about it.
yes. And it's like people say they meditate in the morning. So meditation is prayer without the word, right? So, I mean, the way they're talking about, so they you empty your brain. Well, when you empty your brain, guess who's going to come on in there? He's going to come in there. The devil's going to come in there. He's going to twist everything up, make you feel
Word.
awful, right? Prayer with God, I like to say that you are there, you're in peace, and then your best friend comes and tells you how much he loves you and makes sure you're okay. Like, don't you want more than thinking about nothing? So just give it a try. Ask him to come and make you feel at peace.
I was gonna ask you, Shannon, about what are your thoughts on this, right? So this is now a little bit stretch from your expertise, right? But it is something you've experienced. You know how you talk about parenting, but what about relationship wise? What is your advice to both men and women like that would marry, that wants to marry, or in the process of marrying someone that has kids, right? First of all, do you think, two-part question. First of all, do you think it's the same thing for a woman to marry a man that has kids versus a man that is marrying a woman that has kids? Are they the same thing or different? And
Different,
two, what he said it straight up.
different. Yeah,
You're gonna expound on it, please.
yeah.
Expound on it because you know what I'm saying. And then the other question would be, what's your advice to those kind of people? I know there are exceptions to the rules,
Mhm.
but what is the exception here and what's the rule
Okay.
here? Go
So
ahead.
here's the thing. In any relationship, when there are kids involved, it isn't about you. It's about the kids. So no matter how,
Wow.
yeah. So no matter how, if there's, three people involved, X, new girlfriend, if there's four, you know what I'm saying? If there's two step parents, two biological parents, it's not about you guys. And if you can take yourself out of it, I know it hurts to go through a divorce. It's terrible. It's hard enough to break up with someone, but like keep the kids out of your drama and don't use
Okay.
the kids as weapons. Just don't do that. So protect the kids at all costs. And if
Yes.
you are the step parent and the kid is coming at you and just being horrible to you, they're not doing it because of you. They're doing it because their heart's broken because their parents got divorced.
Wow.
Yeah. So I just, in all of my stuff, treat children as children. Yeah. So that is my advice. Why I said it's different with women. Women, we're tough. We are tough. So we are, and we're much harder on each other. Yeah,
Truth.
so we can get jealous, mean, petty. So again, if you're gonna do that with the other person, keep the kids out of it. Don't compete with the kids. Like, I did this. And I know that's hard. I was in it. You just have to be an adult, be mature. And yeah, I think men and you guys are much simpler creatures than we are.
Very,
And it's,
very, very
thank
simple.
God.
I'm telling you.
Thank God. We just are nuts sometimes. So we are. So I think it's,
Don't let the feminists hear you and come after you, man.
I don't, they can bring it on.
You're a
It,
warrior.
I don't care.
Woo! You're a warrior, man. I love
It's the
that.
truth. It's the truth. And truth with
Yes.
grace is, we have to, if you know God, tell him to take care of your jealousies and your envy and all that stuff and focus on the kids, not each other. The marriage broke up for a reason. You don't have to prove yourself.
Yes. I
Yeah.
see. Man, okay, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, I had another
Oh, and then
question, but
so
go
you
ahead,
said
please.
the rule, and then but you're also in a relationship with this person that you love the most. You don't choose your kids, you choose the person. So fellowship with that person. Like, just like you would fellowship with God. Like, this isn't a business deal. This is a romance. So make sure you go on a date once a week. Make sure you talk to each other. That's not just the kids, but romance each other, know each other, fellowship with each other, share meals together. Don't be business partners. It will not work. There is a contract between the two of you, but it's not a business contract, you know? So yeah, to me it's fellowship
Yes, yes,
with
yes.
your spouse. So go out, dress up, you know, be romantic. get a babysitter, ask your
Yes,
neighbor to come
yes,
over. I know it's expensive.
yes.
Yeah. So, and then just share, I think with the step parent too, I think the other thing that might be really hard is you will come in with your own values. That is really, really hard. Make sure that your significant other, the biological parents, knows your values. Be able to share that with each other because that is hard. Because if you can't share your values into those children, that can be really difficult. But there's a way you can do it without overriding the biological parents. Does that
I
make sense?
see. Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
if you're marrying this person, they know who you are. So they should have your back with the stepkids. They should. If you have something that's really important to you. So they can know about you, just don't force it on them. So for me, I always loved God.
Yes.
The kids' mom, she didn't want anything to do with him. So I would talk about God around them, but I
Wow.
him, never forced religion, quote unquote, on them. Two of them got baptized as adults on their own.
Yes. Wow.
So because of my influence, but I
Yes.
I did not ask them to do that. So just walk your values.
Yeah.
So
It's not
that
about
would be
what you say, it's about what you do.
what you do. Yeah.
They watch what you do more than what you say.
Yeah. And finally, no matter how much you don't like those other people, if it's a contentious divorce, I don't care if you are right, everything you've done is right. If you talk about someone's mom and dad in front of them, mom or dad in front of them, they are going to, oh man, they will not like you. They don't care what you say about that other person. And the light always comes out. The truth always comes out. So even if they're doing the worst thing in the world and you want to tell the kids, I mean, there's stuff you have to save them from, but you're not going to sit there and talk about them in front of the kids. The truth of what has happened will come out in the end. Do not talk negatively about somebody's parents in front of them.
Oh,
Just, yeah.
and so it's a lot harder for the spouse who is coming into that kind of,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot harder for them. They have to be mature and
It's, it's,
have to
it's,
have thick skin.
it is tough. You have to have thick skin, but remember how much you love the person that you're in this with. And the other thing is don't treat the kids as other. That's the other
Yes.
thing. I did not have my own kids, so it wasn't that hard for me, but if you do have your own kids, don't treat them as other. Nobody likes being treated as other
Nobody likes that. No.
in any situation. It makes you feel terrible.
Yes, he
So,
does. Yes, he
yeah, I
does.
hope that's helpful.
So what are your thoughts on prenups then? Prenuptial
I don't think
agreements.
you should need one.
Okay.
I don't think you
Okay.
should need one. If that's the person you love, your word is your bond.
You know how 50% of marriages are going to divorce nowadays?
Yeah,
Oh, it's
I think
scary
that if
though.
you yeah, I think if you get into it, Akudo, and this is the person you love and you continue to fellowship with them, you should not need that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I pray I don't. I pray I don't
No.
because I'm an old school guy and then I like the old school way. Just love someone and go ahead and be together forever by God's grace and
It's
together
crazy.
in
You're
God.
not gonna need a prenup. I'm just
Okay.
prophesying over you. You're not gonna need a prenup.
Amen.
You're gonna just
Amen.
find you're gonna be a woman.
Man, I'll tell you I'll tell you this, man. This is oh my God, this is me being too personal, but I can tell you later. I'll tell you later. But it's very interesting you said that. Okay. I received that. I received that prophecy. It's a blessing. Now, before we wrap it up, I want you to tell us two things. This is a question we always ask our guests, right? Two things you would tell your younger self. One is something you don't want them to do. Let's say you travel to the past, right? One thing you tell them, I don't don't ever do this. And
Okay.
then two, I want you to do this. Do this. What are those two things?
Okay. So the thing I would tell my younger self is stop comparing yourself to everybody else. Because you're never ever gonna be happy if you're comparing yourself to anybody else. I did that for a long time, and that is so damaging.
I see.
You're
Man.
never gonna be your best self if you're trying to be somebody else. You're never gonna be happy if you're trying to be somebody else. So that was a huge mistake of mine. The thing that I will say to do, and that I just did in April of this year, take the lamp or take the basket off your light. So what I mean by that
I
is,
was gonna say, what do you mean?
so it says in the Bible, like you are the light of the world, and nobody puts a light on a table and puts a basket over it. Take the
Or
basket off and shine. So I spent a lot of my time until very recently. I was told a lot because I'm the way I am that everything's about me. By my family. I love my family, but you absorb what people say about you and then you make it real. So I spent most of my adult life trying to prove them wrong. I was really hiding. And someone said something to me back in April, and I took that light off. And I'm like, no, this is who God made me to be. And my life has just gone because I'm like, I trust you, Lord, and this is who I am. And like I said earlier, I'm not hurting anybody because I'm in
Yes.
your will.
Yes.
And this isn't about me, it's about your plan for me. So I would tell myself earlier to take the basket off your lamp and let your gifts shine. Yeah.
You know what I noticed when I ask these questions? I've come to see a pattern with it, and it's very interesting to me. It's funny when I ask these questions, the answers are usually somehow connected.
Isn't that funny?
But with what you don't want them to do and with what you want them to do, somehow it's like they're like different sides of the same coin.
Right.
If you really think about it.
Yeah.
Very interesting. That's an observation I've noticed over time asking that question.
Well,
And I'm
I heard
like,
it's always like the two sides, like good, evil, right? I
yeah,
heard
yeah,
something
yeah.
last night, a woman that I just love. She said, think of the word like distracted,
Uh-huh.
disorganized. So
Uh-huh.
if you take the dis out of it, like distracted, if you are distracted, the devil's
Yeah.
keeping you from your traction with the Lord. If you're
Right.
discouraged, the devil's keeping you from your courage. So, yeah, right? I was like, this is if you're disobedient, he's keeping you
Yes.
from your obedience, or you're keeping you. So I think, like with me, it was like I'm under this thing comparing myself to everybody else, and then I took it off. I'm like, no, this is me. This is what he has for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
Okay, give us a final word of encouragement. It could be biblical, it could be business related, faith based, whatever the Holy Spirit puts in your heart. Give it to us.
I believe for Akudo and everybody listening to this who are going for their dream, if I encourage you that if God has not told you to stop, if you are dreaming about it, if you can't get it off your mind, keep going, show up every day, and imagine your future self a year, 3 years from now, exactly who you want to be. Put it on a vision board in front of you and just work toward it, speak it into existence. Tell the Lord that's what you're going for. Go for it. He will meet you. He's going to meet you. He wants that for you. He wants you to be happy. He wants you to be happy. In his presence is fullness of joy. He wants you to be happy. He gave you the gifts that he wants you to use. And if you don't use them, somebody is going to be lost. So even if you can't do it for you, there's somebody on your path that he's put there and he needs you to do it. So even if you want to give up, just do it, because you are going to affect somebody. This podcast is going to hit somebody's ears at some point and be the thing they
Absolutely.
needed to hear. So if you can't do it from yourself that one day, do it for your why.
Word. Oh man. Thank you so much. I
Thank
don't know
you.
what to say. Man, dude, we don't want us to end because I know there's so much wisdom you have to offer. But don't worry, we're gonna invite you again. Okay, please just keep that in mind. We're definitely going to invite you again,
Wonderful.
and you're gonna be you must have achieved a lot more by the time I invite you back. So you even have a lot more wisdom to give. But guys, you hear it. We've come to the end of our show today. And Shannon, how do we find you?
sscoulter.com. I will spell it. So S is in Shannon, S is in Sue, and then Coulter is COULTER.com. Everything is out there. The books,
Gotcha.
the app, everything is there.
So if someone wants to reach out to you, they can go there, message you, contact you.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on the screen. Don't worry.
Okay,
Over the
perfect.
video, I'm gonna shine different at different times during the video so people can see it for sure. Okay, guys. Yes, we had a wonderful session today, and we thank Miss Coulter. She's amazing. I love her spirit. Some people say vibe, but it's a spirit, man. Something about her spirit is very lively. The devil will not quench that spirit in Jesus' name. He's gonna go further, the way the Lord wants her to go. So yeah, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, follow. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, and we're on TikTok. So yeah, we look forward to hearing from you. My name is Great Akudo. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
Lean on you.